What's up, everybody? Raw Report Monday night. Getting late. Time to go live. Too late for Flip Side to get done. Listen to those guys have a good time now. How y'all doing? Shout out to Dollar Ben. I see you in the chat. Ooh. Should have muted my mic while I coughed and turned my camera off, but it's not how we do this here. We do it raw. We do it live. All right. So, it's good. How's everybody doing? Monday night. Raw Report. Just another video. Just for the shits and giggles, I guess. I kind of switched up my background a little bit out there, and I know it's not a 9.8, but that is Killing Joke variant for everybody who knows that one. And yeah, read the screen here, got that one done. All right. Getting two machines to sync with music so I get the better stereo sound. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to do a Raw Report live stream here, and I got a couple of things to open up. Some packages in the mail. I'm excited to open up one of them because one of them is either going to be a total flop or it's going to be a complete hit. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. The picture wasn't clear enough, so I'm hoping it says RI-D. If it says RI-D on a blank sketch variant, I'm about to flip out, and I'm probably going to have to go get another one of them. So, good stuff. I got some good stuff debuting. So, thank you for joining me. If you're joining me live, cool. If not, you know, just check out what I'll be doing sometimes. But so one of these is definitely a Transformers pickup, and the other one is not. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything because here at the Raw Report, you know, I like doing things. So tonight, mail call it's a mail call and speculation edition because there is an IG that I need y'all to go over to and comment on a post because there is a book that is being given away by the Mighty Mel V, and I'll tell you all about that here in just a little bit. But we're gonna get into this one here because it is a Maximus Mail Day. This Maximus Mail Monday is brought to you in part by the sale of other books. And you know, there's nothing wrong with selling books, right? We all sell books. Is part of what the hobby is sometimes, you know. But I will say this: I catch flack for now being, you know, on podcasts and selling books because nobody had auctioned off a book, so there was no real established value of the book, and I put it up for an insanely high buy now with the best offer because you know why? Because that's sales. That's how that works. So we're going to talk about the most played out term in comic books is when you accuse somebody of being a pumper dumper. All right, you know what? That's like sort of 2015. You know, if you're accusing somebody of pumping and dumping, then obviously you're not doing your research, and you need to research your books. And, you know, most of the hate comes from people who don't read comics in the first place, or they don't read enough comics to understand why a book is hot. But you know, when a book has been hot for multiple weeks, and selling for $20 to $40 raw, you know, I'm just saying, can't knock the hustle, man. But there's a lot of hustle knockers, but I'm not about that life. So right now I am carefully opening up this package that should have 2 books from a seller that is close enough to me that I can go to their store. However, eBay does not let you pick up from them. So because of that, and they just prefer not to do it because, you know, people are. He just packed some books really good for me, so I'm good with it. You know, he actually does tape books to boards and puts extra boards behind them. And again, Maximus pressing is something that I do for myself and a little bit of the locals, and we'll just see about if the need to press books that get mailed to you is a thing that you are concerned about. I recommend you get a press because you will use it. Absolutely use it. You know, it just sucks because sometimes you get that ding corner, you get that, you know, you get that wonderful 9.4 copy that's just got some non-color breaks that just need to be taken out of it, and you got to clean it up, and that happens to the best of us. And then you know what? That's the difference between a non-corner and an is when you have that non-color break increase, like a finger bend or something on the back cover, something dumb, getting your 9.8 down to a 9.4. Now that's also something I think we should have like a little bit of a video on how to estimate grade and raws and stuff, you know, so people can understand that if you're not going to put a grade on your raw books for sale, if you can understand that no spine breaks and a square book is a 9.8, flat, no low spots on the cover, front or back, you know, nothing missing, no ink rubs, none of that stuff. That's a 9.8. All right, so then you start taking a perfect book and you got ink rubs and spine breaks and stuff like that. I think if I could break down books that I have for sale that I have graded that way, I think maybe that might be a video I might do in the future. But right now, I'm going to concentrate on opening up these insanely taped, double-boarded bags. All right. Now, yeah, it's got one break in it. I figured as much. But it's a pink cover, so it might be able to dead that out a little bit. So anyway, got two unique books. So the first of my Maximus mail pickups is going to be this Yondu #2, and this video is probably going up a little bit premature. If anybody has heard of Star-Lord #2, 1 of 25 variant. This mini-series actually confirmed that the Michael Roker version of Yondu is actually a completely separate character from the Yondu that we know and love. And it's actually the Yondu that we know and love from the original Guardians of the Galaxy from the year 3000 or 2990 something. That guy actually gets his name because he's a descendant of the Yondu of our time, the Michael Roker version of the character. So yeah, this is the reason why I got this variant right here. You guys know I like Guardians of the Galaxy also, so that's kind of like a big deal for me. So this one's the Alex Garner variant. I've also got a #3 variant on the way, and I got a 1 of 50 hidden gem on the way as well. There was only 3 variants for the 5-issue miniseries, and issues 1, 2, and 3 got the incentives. There were, of course, other variants or open order variants and stuff like that you could have gotten a hold of as well. But this one right here, this one's disappearing from eBay every time I've had it in my watch list. And she's not a popular character at the moment. However, I don't know why this book keeps going everywhere, because you know what? There it is. It's Gwenpool's Amanda Connor variant. This is the 1 in 50. There's also a Chris Bocciolo variant. That one's around, and it seems to be more common. These were both 1 in 50s. I don't know why the Amanda Connor one's a little bit harder to come by, but I also know Silver Surfer's on the cover, and that may have something to do with it. So, but yeah, so those are the 2 pickups I got from that one seller, and I want to give a shout out to them. I got to make sure I get their eBay name correct. So bear with me for a second while I get my other package ready to open. I'm also going to look up their name. But good guys, got a ton of Funkos on their wall. So if you ever are in the Orlando area, they are one of my one of the 9 local comic shops that I have here. And I just ordered from them again on a separate package, like I think last night or something like that. So their eBay handle is Fun Farm WHL. So you guys should check out their eBay. I don't know what the hell just happened. My camera just flickered for a second there. So I hope we're still live. We are still live. Okay. And I actually got some people watching. What's up, everybody? I see you out there, Carter Lee. Last minute FOC ordering going on out there. All right, let's see here. You guys are smart to be doing that because there's some stuff going on, and if you guys didn't check out the Modern Playbook episode that Lucas and I were able to do with Clay from CBSI's Flipside, man, we went through the previews and we discovered that one thing in there in reference to that Fantastic Four book. So while I'm cutting open this other package here, it said the return of a cosmic person. Now, I jumped to conclusions and, of course, said Galactus returns, like so soon after being killed in Thor. And then I thought about it for a minute. Editorially, I don't think anybody over at Marvel would let that happen, let alone Donny Cates if he was working on a big reveal of some kind. And don't you love it when you open up a package and it's nicely done on the inside? So I want to share how this one looks. So everybody's like, oh, we don't see you opening up the packages. I'm like, yeah, because I don't have a camera to point down at my crotch while I'm holding this thing in there. But this thing was double-sided taped and bubbled inside of this mailer. And it actually, believe it or not, it survived a media mail trip. So I'm happy about that, but we'll see how we did, because last time I was like, oh man, don't be taping stuff face up, man. Like, but we'll see. So and I gotta clip this off. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The return of somebody cosmic can be a lot of things. A lot of people missed out on Annihilation, the recent one, Annihilation Scourge. That's where they're moving chess pieces into play. So everybody talking about Sentry Spec. Well, yeah, they just had him in Annihilation. What's that? Yes, sir. I am a well-kept secret. I don't tag my videos for that purpose. I want to be like underground. You know why? Because Cyberpunk is coming, and you know, the rest of the movement's going to come along with it. But thank you, Carter Lee. I appreciate that much, man. But you know, the one to subscribe to definitely is going to be Mel's Drunken Chat, because that's where I'm starting to realize I could share a bunch of stuff on my own channel and shine, but you know what? It's more fun when I get to do it with some friends, and Lucas is good peoples, and so is Mel. You know, obviously, you know, I got to hang out in the chat at UD, and they made me like a chat mod, and you know, I still have a chat relationship with a lot of those guys, but Mel and Jimmy are like the two that like really, really hardcore like messed with me. So I'm very appreciative of their friendships, man. You know, good people are hard to come by in this lifetime, but you're appreciative when you meet some. So anyway, I'm tearing into this package here that I'm gonna have to cut open. But this one is heavy Transformers content, and I'm happy about that, because I got some goods in here, some con variants. You know, I actually think this one had books right here. So it should be a bunch of books. I know what's going on. I got another shipment behind this one. This shipment has taken 2 weeks to reach me. So this thing is crazy. Right now, the mail is moving at a little bit of a snail's pace, but that's why I have a shipment behind this one coming from the same seller. And then I have another shipment behind that one coming from the same seller that I was like, yo, man, instead, can we just do priority mail? Because media taking forever, man. So I do have a priority mail incoming on that one. I'm happy that one's probably going to get here before the media mail one that was ordered before it, which would be comical, but it would be just how my luck works. So we got some convention exclusives. Now, they're not the best books for convention exclusives, but they are convention exclusives, and that's really all that matters. One of them in there is done by Alex Milne, who's by far one of my favorite Transformers artists. Just as far as, you know, reference to other characters and things like that. All right, let's see here. Yeah, man, they've jam-packed this. All right. Got a lot of books in each one of these double-sized bags, and overstuffed all this stuff, but it's okay. I got the Mylars right next to me. So we're going to do this. We're going to open these and slide these guys out. Oh my gosh. All right, so right now this is dope. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know how rare this one is, and even though it's got a little bit of staining on it, I'm going to get another one because this is just dopeness. Okay, this right here is Retail Incentive D. I don't think you understand how hard to come by this book is, let alone with nothing drawn on it. Gangster right now. So I'm having you guys are seeing a live reveal of some sick stuff, but don't be going up and buying up on my books. I got to go and bid on them again because you're doing these auctions and you're starting them real low. And I had an auction last week that I was bidding on, and I was bidding on the other book too that was already bid up by somebody, and then that guy just bid up my other book that he knew I was going to be bidding on, and then walked off. But yeah, so I got some convention exclusives and a retail incentive sketch variant that is not drawn on, so that's pretty gangster. But the one that I was after in the lot is this one that I'm about to open. So as you guys know, San Diego Comic-Con is kind of a small comic convention. And let's see here. So this is just a Galvatron. I love how it said near mint, but the taping process definitely took care of that one. This one's just a wicked Galvatron cover. I'll probably be able to press that one up, clean it up a little bit. So the one that I'm after is not that one. That one is the B cover with the same stress marks in the same spot. So I'm probably going to be screwed on my convention variant here. But San Diego Comic-Con variant is the one that I was after, and I ended up getting a break in it, but it's fine. I'll be able to press that one up. This one is San Diego Comic-Con 2013 or 14 or somewhere around there. I can't remember the year. 2015. yeah, copyright's on the back. And that's just a wicked RC Combiner Wars cover. So really, really hard to come by as far as availability in the aftermarket, but definitely after it. And yeah, so I made the score with the two convention variants that I was really after. I'm happy about that. And then the one retail incentive cover. And the rest I'll probably just keep for the fodder for my son, because I'm trying to keep a little bit of a collection for my kid, because my kid's now 3. And now he's like running in there. But let me take a question I see in the chat here. Who do you think will die in the 84 Secret and Lies series, Soundwave or Megatron? Ours are Soundwave, but still. I don't want to spoil it for you because I already know how all that ends. Everybody knows how all that ends. So Secrets and Lies. Okay. Secrets and Lies is a precursor or like a prequel to the Transformers 84 series, or the Transformers Marvel series, which is the Transformers quote 84 series. So that might give you a little bit of a clue there, Carterly. Check that out, man, because I flipped through Zero, right? When Zero hit the rack, I flipped through Zero. I'm like, okay, you know what? This will get me back in. And I thought that there was going to be more in this package that had to do. Yeah, let me just confirm here real quick in my purchase history here. Let's see, because I could have sworn there was an older package. No, okay, so this is this one. Yeah, so it's funny. The package that I ordered first is coming later, and the other one is in transit arriving late. That was 5 days ago. But this one right here is wicked. All right, and pardon me real quick while I take care of it. All right, so this Maximus male has been great, but I got to touch base on some other things here because we said a little bit of speculation, so I want to follow up on some of the other things that I've kind of been a little bit responsible for. So, it's not easy being a perfect 10 and just being an honest guy and a good seller and all those things, but this is what I strive to be. But for the haters, I just want to let you know I sell books too, and don't at me. But if you are going to at me, that's where you can at my eBay page if you want to stalk me like other people like to do in YouTube comments. But this Raw Report is brought to you in part by my eBay page. So bringing it back to where I'm at, you know, Fist of Khonshu versus Fist of the Dragon, and let's just say Khonshu whooped that ass. So I want to give a special shout out to CBSI and the Hot 10 and Ben. Ben is an amazing guy who does an amazing list over there, and no matter what you're reading the list, if you're watching my video, if you've made it down the rabbit hole so far and you found me, and if you found me before you found CBSI, that's a problem. Okay, so just make sure you go and check that out. But I want to point out to the fact that everybody, again, we have 6 of these Avengers 33s in the census. There's 6 9.8s in the census, and that's it. But again, 6 were graded pretty early on, and I know it's kind of crazy to think that, oh my God, spike in sales starts in July. But yeah, I'm the one pumping. My 9.8 is indeed up on my eBay store. There are no auctions prior, so I am accepting best offers. I am looking to move the book. So hit me up. Then if you hit me up outside of eBay, of course, and I don't have to pay those ungodly eBay fees, we can see about making a deal. I have not put it up on my Instagram page yet, but I do want to give a special shout out to Mel V over at It's Drunken Chat, because right now, if you head over to It's Drunken Chat's Instagram page, you find this post. Mel V's got some instructions on it. I mean, I have instructions up here, but it's going to be too tiny for you guys to probably read. But Mel is talking about giving away this book, so you should definitely get over there and see it, and definitely get your name on that list, because he realizes that not everybody can attend the live shows, because we tend to do it in ungodly hours. Like, you have to be a complete lurching drunk to be up at those hours, and I used to drive people around at those hours and get paid to do it. So right now, of course, I'm not Ubering, because that's just suicide for some people. I'm not doing that in this climate, but we'll see about it later. You know what I mean? But anyway, the remainder of you guys should again share this video to your friends. Point out that Mel is giving that away. Get over to IG so somebody can win that book, because he tried to give it away on this Drunken Chat, and then the dude who won it is paying it forward for whatever reason. I don't know why, but whatever. That's how it's going to be. It's how it's going to be, and that's pretty cool. Somebody that says, "Hey, I don't want the book," because I won a book one time. I was like, "Man, I already got that book. I don't need that book." But I do want to give a special shout out to my eBay page, and the reason why this episode is brought to you in part by this book is this $362 that I got from my book sold that had pictures of the back cover, Nico. Just want to point that out. I even had to send him a message tonight. I'm like, look, dude, I had scans, I had pictures of the spine breaks. Solid 9.2 book, sold for $362. That other one went from like 100 something because people realized that my auction ended, and they went looking for it, and it was gone, and I guess they bid up the other one over $500. So congratulations to the other seller. Congratulations to my buyer for buying a book with equity. And you know what, guys? It's the same with anything else that you're buying and selling nowadays. It's how much equity is in the book. And I know everybody wants to buy a book with equity, but don't be lowballing them sellers out there, just because they're asking market for a book. But if you are buying multiple books, I am more amped to give you a deal. So look to that one. But the spec deck, of course, I like to bring it. And if you guys checked out my Instagram page, you would have known what I was talking about before I even brought it here tonight, because continuing on in the ass whooping of the Avengers in the Age of Khonshu, Part 3 actually had a Funko variant that you had to order 6 Funkos in order to get the one copy, and it's an infamous Iron Man cover. So, Doom is an OG, and honestly, I think the infamous Iron Man was the only good Bendis book I ever liked. Whatever, but it's the truth. But yeah, and please follow me over on the IG, guys. I'm gonna do my best to really be as active as possible on social media as much as I can and still be a good dad. So, but yeah, so this Funko, it's pretty freaking wicked if you ask me, because it looks like it glows in the dark with some blue. I don't know if it's powered up or what, but my local shop obviously got a case because they had the Funko variant for $35, I bought one for around 20 bucks, which seems to be around market for that one. But if you can get it cheaper, find it at your LCS. If they got it on the shelf, and there's like, oh, it's just a variant comic, or, you know, we're going to give it to a subscriber or something. If you're lucky enough to get one for below that, you may be able to flip it. There's not a ton of them listed. But I'm going to keep an eye on that one. What I like to do, of course, is I like to keep tabs on my specs. So, yeah, I spec'd hard on 2 whole copies on that Avengers 33. And after it hit the CBSI Hot 10, there were, previous to the Hot 10 coming out, 3 listings. One of them was bought, and I almost bought it because it was a 33 and a 34 together for 32 shipped. And then there was another one that was like 100 and something, and then there was the other one for 149 or best offer. Now that guy had sold like 9 copies, but I did my checking. There had been already like 80 completed listings, but after the CBSI article, the following day there was 35 listings up. I haven't checked to see how many are up now, but we'll see. Does the Hot 10 bring books to market? Absolutely it does, because people go, oh my god, that book's worth money, I'm going to bring it out and sell it. But you know, we'll see about the same thing that happens with this Funko variant. So I'm going to keep tabs on it. And again, I got to share this meme because it is absolutely important to my little Segu that I'm doing here. So yeah, you know, Moon Knight beating the crap out of Thor, and then he takes. So the scene after this that everybody doesn't see is he grabs moons from other planets because he controls moon rock, and he crushes Thor with multiple moons. The moon is the brightest it has been in 1,000,000 years. So right now, Moon Knight is amped up to 20 on a Spinal Tap level of 11. So good luck trying to fight him. Just saying, because Moon Knight is out there to kick that ass. He's kicking everybody's ass. But good stuff. And I'm not even really a huge Moon Knight fan, but you know, the Jeff Lemire Moon Knight. If I'm gonna say there was a Moon Knight run that I bought all the way through, it was the Lemire 14 run, 14 issue run, and then of course 188 when you introduced a new character. But I don't know if that was Lemire still writing it at that point. I think he departed for other ways. But that's definitely where it's at. You know, as far as my Moon Knight, as far as also Splat. You know, because of course I come from the 90s, so Splat was definitely the introduction that I had to Moon Knight. And I you know, when I bought the setting for my wife's engagement ring, that is one of the books that I sold. But continuing down the spec deck, kind of a retraction and a kind of a correction to the spec that I dropped out there on It's Drunken Chat was, you know, we got Rune King Thor on the way. In what format? Like, and I was finally able to locate a non-virus infested website to be able to read a copy of Ragnarok, all the all 6 parts, 80 through 85. But Rune King Thor is the most gangster, most powerful version of Thor ever created, because he cuts out his own eyes in order to be able to use the Odin Force to become the all-seeing All-Father. Yeah, you heard me right. He takes out one of his eyes, and they're like, oh, it's not enough. And then I started thinking about some things. I'm like, remember how many times Thor has lost an eye in fiction? And I started thinking about the Ragnarok the movie. Right after, you know, when he lost the eye, he was all supercharged, all powered up, right? You know, and it seemed like pain lets him tap into the Odin Force. There's a lot of things that are just starting to fall into place as far as watching going on with Rune King Thor here. But Rune King Thor definitely in this book right here. So what's really also cool about this book too is the Odin Force. Now the Odin Force is basically the powers that Rune King Thor has, and the Odin Force is it takes shape in the form of a boy. Now that boy first appears in issue 80, I believe. I haven't read. I went right to 83. Somebody else pointed out that somebody else tagged this book as the first appearance, so I went right to it. But supposedly the kid appears and he decides to fight with with everybody else in battle in Asgard and dies. And Thor, honorably talks about his sacrifice and things like that. And then it's a little bit later on in the issue, it's revealed in 83 here that it's actually the Odin Force taking a mortal form. So it's just more and more into the Norse mythology here. But yeah, definitely Thor 83 is the book to have. If this version of Thor is going to come, I mean, the whole Ragnarok series, obviously, you want all. This is modern classic for sure. I don't know what condition near mint. I ordered a very fine plus 80, and then I got 3 near mint copies that the dude charged me an extra $2 and change to get delivered first class mail instead of media mail. So we'll see how they look when they get here. But this is the one right here, Donny Cates's Thor #1, the 1 in 50 Stegman variant. And why is Venom Stegman or Venom Boy Stegman on this one? You know what I mean? Like, I know he's Cates's boy, that's why. And I'm pretty sure Cates probably had some pull for this Rune King Thor. So guys, if you aren't on this one, man, all right, okay. I mean, don't buy everything I do, but I think I do some pretty good hits. That Outlawed was definitely the latest of a good hit for me, but I've also flipped Transformers books from $4.50 to $300. So, spec hard, but just make sure to do your research out there, everybody. And like I said, I'm hoping to be a little bit more active over there on the IG. You can, of course, follow me on Facebook on the same handle as my IG. Right now, easiest way to message me is definitely going to be Twitter, because it's at the point now, and I don't really want to thank you guys for this, but my IG messaging just continues to blow up. So cool. I appreciate y'all sending me messages and stuff, and I'll keep the messages open as long as I can. But I may have to switch off messaging and leave it only to the tweets at me. But that's cool. Again, I really appreciate you guys checking that out. But of course, this right here is where it's at. And if you don't know, you need to, because It's Drunken Chat is definitely where it's at. You need to come join us on Saturday. Even if I'm not there on Saturday, Mel V will be there. Lucas is also doing this thing. Check out the Modern Playbook previews read-through that we did. We just went through the variant list, basically. Got the sneak jump on some of the previews, ability to see what the variant covers are offering, because sometimes, they don't show that art to the public. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of the Raw Report. 32 minutes is a little bit longer than, I've been trying to keep them around 20, but this one was kind of cool. I had to open up some books, and now I'm giddy, and I already placed my bid on that RI cover, because now I'm like, I got to have them all, man. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all checking me out. And, of course, if you can, like and subscribe, it is greatly appreciated. See you next time.